Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to another What's New in Neos. My name is Brian Billig. I'm the head of customer education here at Assembly Software, and it is my privilege, my honor, every time we have a new release to get to hang out with you guys and walk you through all the new features. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. So, let me go ahead and set things up. Classic Zoom, you guys have been to plenty of them. There is a Q&A button down at the bottom if you have any questions. This webinar tends to move pretty quickly, and today is going to be no exception because we have lots of cool new features to show you. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we will dive right in. All right. You should see my Neos Today screen. And as always, every time we have a new release, we create a page with a breakdown of everything that's in that release. So I'm going to show you where that is, and then we'll walk through it item by item. You'll head up here to the upper right-hand corner where we've got this question mark, and you'll head over to the support portal. If you have not visited the support portal recently, the little What's New tab is going to pop right out. If it doesn't, just click What's New. Super easy. And right here at the top, we have the May 2025 release. Click here to view the What's New page. And this is it. And I don't want to chat. So what we're going to do is we're just going to work our way down this page feature by feature. And there's some really, really cool stuff here. So right out of the gate, dynamic layouts is a feature that we introduced last year, but it was only for the Neos AI Platinum tier. And it has become so powerful and it has become so popular among the clients at that tier that we are now making that available to everyone. So for those of you that have already been using this, bear with me. I'm going to do a fast demonstration for the rest of the crew to show them how cool this is. There is a caveat here. The version that's being made available to everyone is the off-the-shelf dynamic layouts that we have built for you. If you would like to customize or build your own, that is still at that upper tier. All right. So we'll go back over to Neos, and the concept of a dynamic layout is basically you have a page full of fields that is not going to take up space if you don't need it. But when you do need it, you literally reach up to the shelf, pull it down, and put it into your case. So I've got two cases here. We're going to be swapping back and forth between them, Bruce Banner and John Walker. So we'll start with John. And you have all of these tabs here down the left-hand side. And your Neos administrator has put a lot of time and effort into deciding which tabs are available for each case type and all the user-defined sections in each of those tabs. Now, you have the ability to literally just kind of add a tab on the fly. So it's up here under the Quick Add dropdown. We'll click Quick Add and we'll click Dynamic Layout. And then you've got all of these options to choose from. Now, my favorite example of a dynamic layout has to do with medical entries. Basically something that can happen multiple times. So you might need it once, you might need 5 of them, you might need 15 of them, and you can just go grab them whenever you need. So let's say our client here, John Walker, had an examination. So we click examination, and you have the option to add it to the bottom of the current tab, or if you want, and this is what we're going to do today, we're going to create a new tab on the fly. Add dynamic layout. Now this one's super simple. Examination name, we'll just say blood pressure. Medical provider is hospital. It will search your system. You can select that. We'll say it happened today. Examination type. These are all built in, a nice little mini directory here for you. And the examination results were, we'll say, normal. So now what we have is just this block of fields that I grabbed off the shelf and I brought into my case. And if I go down to the bottom here, I have examinations. And what you can do is you can keep adding them. So if our client keeps getting more examinations, then we can keep adding entries here. We can use these for AI features. We can use these for reporting. You can report off anything in these dynamic layouts, and you can keep adding them, as many as you need. So it's a great little way to expand the details of your case in an organized way without having something taking up space if you're not using it. There's a lot more to dynamic layouts. I recommend you check out the knowledge base articles and the tutorial videos in the support portal if you want to dive into that, because now everyone has access to it. All right, let's jump back to our website and see what's next here. Executive case summary. Now, this is a Neos AI feature, but it is my new favorite feature in the entire program. Basically, the concept is what AI is going to do is it's going to take a look. Well, let's jump to it. Let me actually fire this off, and then I'll explain what it is. Under your case tab, you will have this new box here, AI Executive Case Summary. And I'm going to click Summarize. It's going to say, okay, I'm going to look at your case. Which areas of the case do you want me to look at? And you can customize this if you want. I'm going to go with what I've already selected. So what it's going to do is Neos AI is going to look through all the details of the case, at least the ones that you've given it access to. It's going to assess all of that data and then generate a case summary, a one-stop shop. So now when I open up the case tab and anybody else in my firm comes here and opens up the case tab, there's going to be this summary that gives us the case overview, just explaining what the case is about, key parties that are in the case, significant developments, crucial documents, even suggesting some next steps for what needs to happen. So basically, with one click, I now have an overview of everything important that's happening in this case. So if a client's calling in, if they're asking for updates, or you're diving into the case, it's just been handed off to you, this is a great way to quickly get up to speed on exactly what's happening. Now, there's some additional features here. First, you'll see the actual, text summary. We have our financials down at the bottom, just a quick fees, costs, and anything else. That's going to continue to expand into new categories. And we can click the Show Value Subtotals, which will give you the subtotals for each category based on however many value entries have been made under however many different value codes there are in this particular case. And you can actually change it to be all parties or a specific party, however you like. Now, this is customizable as well. There's a couple of options here. So if we have already generated our summary, we can go to the three-dot menu. We can refresh it. This is great if, the case has progressed. There's more information, there's more data, there's new value entries, there's new notes, there's new documents, there's new whatever in the case. You can click refresh, and Neos AI will look at all of the data, including all the new data, and create a new summary for you. You can send as email. So if you need to send a quick summary of where this case stands, you can click send as email. And we've got some new features under 2, which I'm going to get to a little bit later. But basically, we're just going to grab that whole thing and send it out to anybody that we need to. You can clear it. Okay, I've got my summary. I want to clear it out. And the next person that comes along can generate it fresh if they like. And then you have select data sources, which is that window I kind of waved away here at the beginning. But basically, we've got all the different tabs, and then you've got specific entries in tabs. So if we give it access to the party tab, we can say, okay, but I only want you to focus on Dr. Banner, or a specific insurance company, specific counsel, specific note topics, whatever you like. And then when you save those changes, the summary will run itself again. So Crystal asked, I don't see the AI executive case summary option under my case summary tab. Crystal, first, it is only available to Neos AI tier users because this is AI functionality, but it is actually under the case tab. So that's where it's located. I'll actually clear this out. and you'll see it at the very, very tippy top of the case tab in that bar there. Okay, so that is executive case summary. Again, there's more there. You can actually use the summary in a variety of other tools. If you want to use an AI tag with the executive case summary inside of it to merge into documents, you can do that too. There's all kinds of cool things you can do. So check out the support portal and the knowledge base for more information. All right. I went fast on that one, but it's so, so cool. You can also come to the site. This site is not just available to me, it's available to all of you. So go to the support portal, click what's new, and this page will walk you through all of the new features, how they work, what they do, why they're important. So definitely check it out. All right. Contract extraction, another AI feature. I promise I won't talk all about AI today, but this one's pretty cool. We've got a variety of AI features where you can send something into Neos, and it will review the details of it and create something for you. So if you upload an invoice, it can create value entries. If you upload a photo ID or a business card, it can create a party. So we keep adding to that list. The next one is contract. So we'll go back to Mr. Walker here. We'll go to his docs tab. We'll open up my case documents folder, and we're going to drag in an employment contract. You can see there's one in there already, but I'm going to drag one in fresh. We're going to let Neos know what this is. It is a contract, analyze with Neos AI, and save. So what's happening now, and this is similar to a lot of the other documents that you utilize Neos AI for, you upload it, you flip that analyze with Neos AI toggle, and then while it's uploading into your system and being stored so that anybody else can access it, it's adding all of that metadata, but it's also scanning it with AI as well for key clauses, key entries, anything that needs to be extracted. We are done. This is the file here. So if we click on the file name, we'll open the file itself. And this is just, classic multi-page employment contract. But if we double click anywhere else on the line, we'll get the metadata, including a nice little AI document summary, which outlines what exactly is in the document. But now with contracts, I get this extraction here. It reviews the contract and it pulls out key data, such as the title of the contract, the execution, effective dates, expiration dates, durations, even extracts the key parties of the contract. So these are the two parties of the contract, John Walker, the employee, and Warehouse USA Inc. It'll even grab the jurisdiction. So it knows that this contract was written in Texas, and these little eye sparkles, that's sort of the AI, logo. It's an info box. So if you click it, it'll tell you where it got that value. So we know that this is the paragraph in the contract, which made our Neos AI realize that the jurisdiction was in Texas. So more actual Neos AI extraction options with contracts. All right, let's go back to our list here. Create intakes using photo IDs and business cards. So this is what I was talking about before. You used to be able to do it just inside a case, but now you can actually do it inside of an intake. You can also do it from the address book. So you got a variety of options. It works the same way. I'm not going to upload and run through a whole new AI scan, but basically you select your case type, blah, blah, blah. Up here under actions, you now have the ability to upload a photo ID or upload a business card. Here, I'll grab a business card real quick. I can do that quickly. Drag that in and upload. So what it'll do is it will scan that document, that ID, that business card, whatever it is. It'll extract the name, the phone number, the address, the email address, whatever is contained in that document, and create the party for you. Now, you always need to make sure that as it brings in all that information, that it's not a duplicate. So, for purposes of an intake, it's going to run that dupe check for me. But you always want to make sure that you're not loading additional copies of the same person into your system because you want it nice and clean. Um, all right, that's going to run for a minute, and I've made you guys watch AI loading long enough today. So let's keep going, and we'll come back to that in a second. Um, Extract and create content from address book. Same thing. Basically, if you've got something in the address book, you can pull that out and you have the same functions regarding photo ID and business card. We have several new integrations. ELAW is the latest. ELAW is a scheduling and docketing system. It's primarily used in New York and New Jersey. There are other courts, there are other jurisdictions, but that's where they're really, really big. I'm not going to bother demoing e-law today because you guys are from all over the place. But if you are in New York or New Jersey, or you are an e-law user, you can go to settings and down to integrations. There's something new in integrations here. I'm going to skip ahead. The integrations have now been broken down into two groups. Live, meaning these are the active integrations in your system, like eLaw. And then you have all of the remaining available integrations to you that you have not activated yet. So if there's anything here you're interested in, by all means, load it up. But all of your live integrations are listed here separately, and eLaw is amongst them. Give it a try. It is cool, but only if you live in New York and New Jersey. Um, Continuing down our list, enhancements. Add case summary as a data source to AI DocGen, AI chat, AI tags. Like I was saying before, we can now generate these summaries, and now you can use those summaries for a variety of purposes. Neos AI chat continues to get better and better. I'm just going to give you one example of this. Let's say, for the sake of argument, we have, what do I have in here? I think I've got an incident info. If you have not used Neos AI chat before, it is very cool. It's basically a little chat bot that can answer all sorts of questions. Now, if you have a specific record open, like I do here, incident info, it's going to say, hey, I see that you've already got something open. Do you want to include that in the chat context? And I can say, yes, I do. And then you have the ability to add other tabs, add documents, but let's go ahead and say, please summarize this incident. Let's spell it all right, shall we? And let's capitalize it all right. Typing with an audience is stressful. So what it's going to do is it's going to look at everything in this particular record and then come back with a summary. On August 22nd, John Walker, who's employed as a captain, earns this much, was involved in an incident. The incident resulted from the accidental firing of an industrial incinerator. You get the concept. So we've got all of this data here, and we can ask the Neos AI chatbot all sorts of questions. It's very, very, very powerful with big documents to either help you understand the scope of the document, or if you're looking for something very specific. If you need to, you can save whatever the answers are to notes or to a clipboard, or we can start a new chat and just erase it all and make it go away and start over. Let's keep rolling. Case contacts tab. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new tab for you. And this is exciting because it's not every day that we add a new tab. So the case contacts tab is a single place where you can go to see all the people associated with a case. So if we go to, we're going to switch back to Dr. Banner here. The party tab has all the parties to the case, right? You've got your plaintiff, you've got your defendant, you've got, some key people, but there are all these other tabs. Insurance, where you could have insurance adjusters, police tab, where you could have police officers. The value tab will have all kinds of providers providing all sorts of, medical services and anything else that you add. Counsel tab will have, opposing counsel. So you've got people kind of hidden all over your case, right? So now, again, right up here near the top, the contacts tab grabs all of those people that are associated with the case and puts them in one nice, easy to access place. Now, there was and still is list of providers and list of parties, and that functionality is still there, but it was a little clunky. There were a lot of duplicates, especially if you had like a medical provider that provided multiple services. So this, it's still there. We haven't taken it away, but this is meant to sort of replace that concept for you so that you have one place where you can go and literally with a click, you can open up their details. You can click to dial. You can click to email. So you can contact everyone in your case quickly and easily in one neat, convenient spot. If you need to, you can click View Contact and go to their actual contact record and make any modifications that you need. All right. Still more to go. Advanced search. Now, I said that executive summary was the thing I was most excited about, and that was true, but this is a close second. Advanced search is one of the most important, most powerful areas of the program. Basically, it's our report writer. We named it advanced search, but what it really is, it's our report writer, it's our query builder, it's whatever you want to call it. If you want to build custom reporting and custom dashboarding in your Neo system, this is where it starts. And we've just made it easier. So we've got a brand new interface for advanced search. In order to access it, you go up to search and click this little, never before has so much power been contained inside a tiny little link. But if you click advanced search, you get a new blank advanced search with a fresh new interface. So let's start from scratch here and say, I want to build a new report. So I'm searching for cases where the select case type, and I've got all these options. We're going to say equals auto accident and run search. When I run my search, now my results pop up, taking up the entire screen. And the report that I've built, very simple so far, gets hidden up at the top. So you've got a lot more screen real estate to work with. If I want to further modify my report, I can click Edit Filters. It will push the results down and give me more space to make additional modifications. So let's add another line here. So I'm looking for cases if the select case type equals auto accident, and we'll say primary staff. There's lots of options here. So if you start typing, it's going to shorten that list. Then I got to drop down to find what I want related to primary staff, and I want select primary staff. This time I'm going to say includes any of, which means I can choose multiple options. Jennifer Walters and let's say me, Brian Billig. So now my new query, my new report says, show me cases where the select case type equals auto accident and the primary staff includes any of Jennifer Walters or Brian Billig. I run the search again. The results are going to pop up. My filters are going to be hidden. And I've got a full page here that shows all my auto accidents that are being handled by Brian and Jennifer. Now, that's great, but I want to make more modifications. I want to only see specific information, and that's where I modify things with our brand new column chooser. So I'm not even going to get into what the column chooser was before. It was challenging. You've got a whole new window here. So there's two sides. One, on the left, these are all the available columns, and they're even broken down into categories. So if I click a drop down, I'm going to see what's selected and what's available to me. And then on the right is what's currently selected, and I can decide to get rid of them. So for the sake of argument, let's say I don't want the first party name. I don't want the date of incident, the limb date, the date it was closed, or dormant. save. And so that easy. I don't have to scroll around. I don't have to search to find, which columns are active. They're all right there in a list. 4 quick clicks, 4 columns gone, and now my report is much simpler. If you want to add one, let's go back in and say we're looking for who took the intake or the intake date. That'll work. So now intake date gets added in. Okay, and now I have my new column. And just like before, we can drag these back and forth. We can sort by whatever we want. We can group by whatever we want by clicking the 3-dot menu and click group by this column. So there's lots of cool options here. Let's go ahead and ungroup. But my favorite is that new column chooser. This is a nice, clean window that allows you to build out the reports that show not just the results you want, but the information you want in a very clean and easy way. All right, few more things. The functionality is the same, but I just kind of want to walk through some of the changes here. So up top, we have our load report, and we can save this report. We can save it if we want to. I've already done a version of this called the auto cases report. So we click this drop down. All of my saved advanced searches are here. We're going to reopen this one. And so I've got this report. We'll run the search. And then all of these other options are now active. They would have been grayed out if I hadn't actually saved it. So in my 3-dot menu, I have the ability to edit, which lets me change the name of the report, the description of the report, whether I'm sharing it, and what report category it's under. I also have the ability to subscribe. Super powerful feature, especially if you've got users who aren't always logged into Neos or who are traveling. If you would like them to receive a specific report on a regular basis, like every Friday afternoon or the last day of the month, you can set that up here. We have save as new. So if you modify the report, you want to make some new changes and then save it as a new name, you can do that, or you can delete this advanced search entirely. We have the ability to print, and we have the ability to export in Excel, CSV, or PDF. So the functionality of advanced search is relatively the same. It's all still here for you, but the interface is now much cleaner and easier to use. We want you guys to take advantage of this. This is available to everybody, from a tier perspective, but can be locked down from a permissions perspective. So it's whether or not your Neos admin has given you that level of access. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. He likes the column chooser. Marjo asked if there's a way to sort these. Yes, you can literally just click the header. So if I click the header of primary staff, it's going to sort it alphabetically. If I click it again, it'll sort it the other way. If I click date, it'll sort newest to oldest, oldest to newest. I said that backwards, but you get the concept. So yes, you can sort these. And yes, if you save it, those sorts will save as well. All right. It's 1:28. We still have more to show. Let's keep going. Advanced search. Come check out this page because obviously there's a lot here. Use DocuSign default account. This is one of those little buggy things that was driving people crazy, and we fixed it. So if you're using DocuSign, we can now set a default DocuSign account if you have multiple DocuSign accounts and you want to make sure that the system is utilizing the right account. Now I've got this list of small enhancements, and some of them are small. Some of them are big. Some of them are very cool. So I'm going to kind of quickly pick my favorites out of this list, but I strongly recommend you come to the site and you look at them because not all of these will be applicable to everyone, but there are definitely some in here that you will be excited about. So my favorite one right here is when sending a new email from a case. I'm not even going to read the rest of it because I want you to see what we're dealing with here. So when you send an email from a case, like you can quick add, you can send from the documents tab. There's lots of different places where you can send an email. From the case summary, you can email the case summary. But anywhere in Neos, when you click send email, it's going to open up this email box. And the to drop down gives you all of the people associated with the case. right? So I have our client, and then I have some medical providers, I have the insurance provider, I have the opposing counsel. They're all here. But in addition to that, we now have the case staff. So everybody at your firm that's assigned to this case can also be added here with a click. You were able to type them in manually before, but now everybody associated with the case, if you want to send an email out, whether it's going to the client or it's specifically going to another member of your staff, one click, select the name, send away, you're good to go. All right. What else we have under here? Value entry, two new options for firm preferences, time and billing. If you're a time and billing firm, check those out. More summaries, type and category to analyze with Neos AI. Those workflows were updated. So when sending an email to that functionality that I just showed you, it works in two. It also works in CC. It also works in BCC. So you've got that option all over the place there. All right, permissions. A lot of this is the Neos administrator stuff. So if you are a Neos administrator, definitely check this out. We have redesigned the detail view for notes. And this was specifically based on your feedback. So when you go into a case and you go to notes, and I think I put a big old note in here. Nope, not that case. Mr. Walker. There we are. So the list view is still the same. So you've got the big list. You can open up the preview panes on the side. You can expand all in the big list. But now if you open up a note fully, boom. So I pasted the first chapter of Moby Dick in here because why not? To show how much space we now have on the screen. All of those details, all of the metadata, the created date, staff, the topic, the subject, all of that's been moved to a single line up top. Instead, it used to take up a bunch of space on the left-hand side, and then you had this like thin column on the right to read the whole note. Now the note, and you can scroll down, can take up the whole page. So you've got everything here. You can read it without like a tiny window and lots and lots and lots of scrolling. So now when you've got those big notes, which includes some of those, big long emails, you've got a much easier way to view the entire note on one screen. All right, let's see if there's anything else that good still in our list here. Improvements and updates. Redesign the settlement calculator. So this is in a variety of places, actually. So a lot of the financial lists are now right aligned so that if you have an item that is $10 and $100 and $1,000 and $100,000, you don't have that decimal place, in a variety of basically columns. Now, all of those financial listings and all those different places are right aligned so you can see it's $10 or it's $100 or it's $1,000 or it's $1 million. And it's much easier just visually. Okay, we're down to the bottom of the page. So this is the full list. Again, I'm going to show you one more time before I go. If you're logged into Neos, go up to the question mark icon, click Support Portal, click What's New, and click here to view our updated What's New page. That will bring you to this page. You can see everything. I wish I could demonstrate all of it, but I would have you here for another 2 hours. But those are all my favorites. Some really, really cool stuff. And I'm really excited for you guys to check out the executive case summary. So definitely head on over to the case tab, try out that executive case summary. It is very cool, very powerful, and I've been nerding out about it for like 2 weeks. So I'm excited to finally show it to you. All right. 134. I didn't go as over as I was worried about. So let me see. Is there anything else? Oh, that is good feedback, Paulo. I appreciate that. Brittany, yes, I did do a dynamic layout tutorial, but thank you for setting me up. We can go over to the question mark. We can go to Support Portal. We can go to the Knowledge Base or the Learning Hub, and you can literally just type dynamic. So It used to be called Dynamic Forms. The new name is Dynamic Layouts, but the video is right here, a 10-minute rundown, deep dive on everything you need to know about dynamic layouts. So if you ever have a question, feel free to come to the Learning Hub. All the features are here. It's really cool stuff. We've got the contract extraction. We've got the executive case summary is here. So anything you want to know about, come on over to the Learning Hub or check out the knowledge base if you're like a written learner. 135. I will call it there. Everybody, as always, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy all of these awesome new Neos features. If you need anything at all, our support team is here to assist. I'm here to assist, and looking forward to our next release and our next What's New in Neos. All right. Have a good day, everybody.